Hello everybody, welcome to the 15-day Masak with Geeta cooking challenge. And today we are going to attempt to make one of the classics of Hari Raya as well. This is called Sayur Lodeh with Lontong. Now Sayur Lodeh is a traditional Malay or Indonesian dish which is traditionally eaten in the mornings. I think it's a breakfast dish, but I actually love to have it for lunch. So today I am going to teach you a version of Sayur Lodeh which is my own, and this is actually vegetarian. See, normally you would be using things like dried prawns and a little bit of belacan, but I prefer not to use that, and I try to make things healthier, as you know. So the first thing that I am going to do is to show you the vegetables that we're going to be using, and one of them is the aubergine. Now I don't want to cut something that's too small, alright? Some bigger pieces will be fine. And by the way, I'm using the My Cooking Story knife as well, the Neoflam knife, and it's doing pretty well. So the two things that I normally deep fry, first of all, is the tempeh and the tahu. Alright, both of these are very good proteins. So the Sayur Lodeh recipe actually has got two components that we need to prepare. First of all, we're going to make the rumpah paste. Alright, and with the rumpah paste, these are the condiments that I'm using, and look at this little container, which again is from My Cooking Story, and this is one of my favorites because it is so eco-friendly. The thing that's going to go in here, we have small shallots, we have turmeric or kunyit, which we call, this is the fresh kunyit. You can also use turmeric powder if you don't have that. This is a piece of galangal. Galangal is a type of ginger, and then we have our lemongrass or serai, and some garlic and some chilies which have been refreshed. These are dried chilies. You can also use fresh red chilies. So now I'm going to blend the ingredients for the rumpah paste, and in order for them to be able to move properly, I will be adding a little bit of water. So now we are going to fry our rumpah paste in a little bit of oil. Now I'm putting in the lemongrass which we smashed. So we're going to let this paste fry until the oils come through, and you can smell it because the fragrance is just fabulous, right? And then we're going to add some coconut milk and some water as well to make it a little bit more soupy. So once we have mixed this a little bit, I am going to add the carrots first of all, because the carrots need to cook a little bit more. And then I am going to add the coconut milk first, not all of it, just half. And I'm doing this on a lower fire so that it does not boil. We're going to let it come and curdle, right? Sometimes coconut milk curdles as well. And the next thing that we're going to add is the beans. And now I'm putting in some of the aubergines. This is going to cook down. And the last thing that we're going to put in is the cabbage, because that is the one that cooks the fastest, and some tofu and tempeh. So now you can see that the vegetables have cooked down a little bit, and it's time now to look at the seasoning. This really needs quite a lot of salt, okay? And some sugar to balance, not too much. I am not a fan of putting too much sugar. This pan that I'm using is called the Endo pan. Endo is one of the Japanese sets that My Cooking Story promotes, and it is really a great set. because it is made of granite and it is really great material, and I have used it many times in any of the sauces and soups that I'm cooking. And now we can put the cover on for a while and let it simmer. Okay? So our sayur lodeh has been simmering, and now I'm going to take it off. The vegetables have all cooked down nicely, and the last step that we have is to now put in our noodles. This is the sohun which I had put into water. Okay, we can put that in, and the tofu puffs. And it's at this time that you can taste it a little bit to see whether it needs a little bit more coconut milk. I like to do that. Just at the last bit, put a bit more coconut milk just to give it that flavor. So traditionally, the sayur lodeh is normally served with what we call nasi impit or ketupat. Now, these are these little rice cakes which look like this, and these are actually steamed in a pan. Now you can actually get this in the supermarket. You see this? And the rice is already packed up here, and all you need to do is to refresh this in some water and then put it on a pot with lots of water and steam it, literally. It's very easy to take this off. It boils in that. It takes a long time, but it's all compressed. We are now ready to plate our sayur lodeh, and I am going to be using the Langan 2.4 oval baking dish actually to plate this and put it on the table. Some chili at the top. So here we go, bon appetit. And really, if you have some leftovers of this for your sahur breakfast tomorrow, what you can do is to actually store it in this. And this is such a beautiful dish. It's also a Langan oval dish where you can actually keep the leftovers inside, put them straight into the fridge, and then in the morning, just before it's time to have breakfast, you can put it straight in the oven and heat it up for a couple of minutes and then serve it on the table in the same dish. Makes life so much easier.